Hello everybody, this is the product overview on HIMS products. I am Earle Harrison, the National Account Manager for Selvas BLV, the proud North American distributors of HIMS products. To avoid any confusion, here in North America, we are the national distributor for HIMS. International, they are our parent company, and they are also a subsidiary of Selvas Healthcare. So, here at the bottom of the food chain, it goes Selvas Healthcare at the top, HIMS International, and then Selvas BLV. And most of you are aware that we had a name change because of another pharmaceutical company here in North America that started in about 2017 who sells prescription drugs by a mail order. And while we were kind of amused in the beginning, it got pretty old, especially when the CEO of that other HIMS started to wax political. So happy you could join me today. We are here as part of the sponsorship package for the 2025 National Federation of the Blind Convention, which we're held in New Orleans, where we had a fantastic time. Oh my goodness, the food, the music, and all the stuff was just amazing. Oh yeah, and the exhibit hall was great too. It was very busy, very productive time. I recognize some names here that were at the Tech Talk presentation on Monday. This is going to be a different kind of presentation. On Monday, Jenny Axler and I covered pretty much the new functions of the BrailleSense 6, while I will be talking a little bit about the BrailleSense 6 today, which is, of course, our flagship product. This webinar prime function is to serve as something of a product overview. So I often tell people that I'm so proud of the products that we represent. There's just a lot of productivity, entertainment, and fun with all of the HIMS devices. And rather than being one of those companies that sells hundreds or thousands of products, I'm happy to say that here in North America, Selvas BLV represents only the HIMS products, and there are currently only 6 of them. So I'm going to start out with the one that has no Braille, and that is the Sense Player that came out a couple years ago around convention time. So it's a little handheld book reader / multimedia player. Most people ask, well, what differences are there between it and the closest comparable product, which a lot of people consider to be the Victor Reader Stream? Well, it's kind of like the Stream on steroids. Don't get me wrong. I actually have a Stream 3, and it's a great book reader and recorder. But I think you're going to agree that the Sense Player has just a few more functions that product does not. I'm going to go ahead and turn my loopback mode off here, or on rather. Wake up my little device here. And it's about the size of a little cell phone. It's got 4 buttons across the top. They're considered triple action buttons. And the one in the upper left corner is kind of for it's called mode. And it's intended for some of those frequently used applications that you want to cycle between. The one to the right of that is Wi-Fi. To the right of that is Bluetooth, and to the right of that is our Smart Connect function. Down below this, we've got the 4-direction arrows with an OK in the middle. It actually feels like the letter O in print. And to the left of the up arrow, we've got our
File Manager.
our home button. To the right of the up arrow, we have our menu. To the left of the down arrow, we have our backup, key, and then to the right of that, we have the delete key. Below that, we've got a full telephone numeric keypad, which you can, the functions of which will change depending on where you are. In fact, if I were to press and hold the center key, that big OK button in the middle of the arrows, I can actually get in
key help mode on.
Kind of a context-sensitive key help mode. So now, as I press buttons,
home key returns to the main menu. Menu key, long press to open global options. Delete key has no function in the launcher. Cancel key exits current submenu or program. Long press to open. Right arrow opens current submenu or program. Number 8 launches podcasts.
Okay, so if I want to turn that off, I can just press and hold the OK button
Key help
again.
mode off.
So you can hear wherever you are, if you get stuck, you always have that option of going to hear where, what you can do based on where you are.
File manager.
So this is something that's very common with all of the HIMS devices. I pressed the home button, which always brings me to the top of the main menu. And that's why we hear File Manager, just like you would hear if you were to press the home button on your BrailleSense. So a lot of these functions on the Sense player were actually ported over or inspired by the BrailleSense.
Media player.
And I'm just going to go ahead and down arrow through here.
Daisy player.
So you can hear what I've got.
Document reader.
And I am going to press the hotkey to mute all participants again, because it seems that we've got some folks that don't know they're at an open mic. Let's see here.
Full speech.
I guess I'll keep.
Sense player. Zoom meeting. Mute. Currently unmuted. Alt plus A button. All participants were muted.
Okay. So it says all participants were muted. Okay.
FM radio.
So I've got FM radio.
OCR. Web radio.
This is the OCR version.
Podcasts. Library. Utilities. Settings.
So you hear we've got a lot of things on here that can be very useful. We've even got
all apps,
all applications, which allows us to download a curated list of applications that tend to work very, very well on the Sense player. And I'll go ahead and right arrow into that.
Amazon Alexa. Amazon App Store. APK Pure. Apple Music. Atmosphere. Audible. Bard Mobile. Be My Eyes. Chrome.
Okay.
Dropbox.
So we've got a lot of things in here, and all of these things can be found under
App Installer.
The App Installer. So the App Installer, what I did there is I just pressed the number 7 to jump down to the bottom of the list. Number 1 jumps up to the top of the list. What I did there is I pressed number 7. I'm going to right arrow to expand this option.
App download dialog. App, Amazon Alexa 123 list item.
And I've got 23 items in here that tend to work well on the Sense player. And while we don't support third-party applications, we can certainly vouch for their functionality. And I'll just go ahead and down arrow through the list.
Amazon Kindle 223 list item.
So Kindle is one of those apps.
Atmosphere 323 list item. Audios Play 423 list item. Audible 523 list item. BBC Sound 623 list item.
This is in...
Chirp 723 list item.
Ooh, I don't know if BBC Sound is going to be supported anymore. There seems
Chrome
to be
823 list item. Dolphin Easy Reader 923. Dropbox 1023 list item. Learning Ally audiobooks. Libby 1223 list item.
Those curated applications, what happens with those is that if you do not have an application installed on your device, they will show up in that folder because it's basically just an FTP folder that compares what you have on your device with what's on the folder. If there's a newer version of an application than the one you have installed, that will also show up under all applications. I should just kind of step back.
File Manager.
And demonstrate that all of these items, of course, I press Home, and because on the OCR device, there's both an OCR and a non-OCR unit for the Sense player, If I press the number 8, because it's the 8th item in the list, I will automatically open my
Podcasts.
I just know this because I just
Feed. Creating feed list.
count down
Feed
here.
list creation complete. Feed. Access on 340 list item.
And I hear I've got access on 3 of 40 items. And if I right arrow into that.
Smart glasses discussion. Uber breaks Braille screen and put in its iOS feed. Access on 340 list item.
I just left arrowed again to collapse that. I can press number 2.
Use the arrow keys to navigate to the feed below the position you want to move to, and press number 2 again.
And I'll press up arrow.
Sense Money Talks from the New Yorker Fiction 4040 list item.
Let's say I want that at the very top of my list, so I'll press number 1 to go to the top.
Money Talks from the Economist 140 list item.
And I'll press number 2 here.
Feed moved successfully. Feed. Access on 140 list item.
Okay, and let's say I want right arrow here to open
Feed.
this.
Access on 1 episode. Smart glasses discussion. Uber breaks Braille screen and put in its iOS app. And more from the technology vendor showcase not downloaded 141 list item.
Let's just go ahead and see how long this downloads takes to download and start playing. I'm going to press the OK button.
Start content download. 100. Content download complete.
So we have a pretty fast internet connection here. So you can hear that it just automatically starts playing. I just press the OK button to stop it from playing. And because Jonathan and company like to mark their sections up with chapters, it's very simple for me. First, if I press up and down arrow to make sure I'm moving by chapters.
5 seconds. Chapter.
Yes, I can do that.
Welcome to Access On.
I can just right and left arrow.
Peter's writing in from Hungary, and this next email says, hello. This email comes from Reg Rod Khan, Tina Hansen.
Hey, Jonathan. This is
Sonia Patel's writing in.
So it's very simple to move around within the podcast, especially when it's marked up this way so that you can actually move by chapters. Aside from podcasts, of course, we've got World Radio.
Web radio, podcasts, library, utilities.
Library, if I go in here.
Online Daisy.
You'll hear that I've got Online Daisy.
Bookshare download. Wiki search. Sense Bible. NFB Newsline.
So Sense Bible is an optional add-on.
Optional services.
As is NFB Newsline.
There is no new application.
And I right arrowed on that, and I hear there's no new application because I've got all those that are available for the library services installed already.
Library.
So much to this, but I want to get to the other products, so I just want to show you one more thing here that you're capable of doing besides playing third-party apps, the HIMS applications.
Smart Connect.
I just pressed the Smart Connect button.
Connecting.
And I hear
successfully connected to Earle's iPhone.
So I hear
Earle's iPhone is connected.
I'm now successfully connected to my iPhone. I've got it set so it automatically defaults to a numeric keypad.
Navigation mode.
So I'm going to switch to navigation mode, and you'll hear
4:23 p.m. 23 phone live show notifications button live phone Thursday August 28th. Thursday August 28th.
Okay, so I think I am going to go back to this because my phone is somewhere over there. And I'm on the lock screen, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my loopback mode here so you can't hear my oops. So you can't hear my code because I know everybody is just clamoring to come and steal my phone away from me and log onto my phone here. So I'm going to just go ahead and press in the password using numeric keypad. Okay, bring loopback mode back on here, and I hear that I can now
Calendar Thursday August 28th. 8 new notifications.
7.
Oh, Got to
Navigation
go into
mode.
navigation mode. So the way I'm switching modes is by pressing the menu key.
Web browsing mode.
It goes between 4 modes:
Text input mode.
text input,
Numeric input mode. Navigation mode.
navigation mode. So now I'm in navigation mode. I know that if I want to go down to the lower
Dock. Music.
right side, which is my dock, where my music application is, I can do that, and I can very quickly navigate around using my arrow keys on my phone.
Add apps. Social phone settings.
So-
Home. App store. New. Home. Shop. Track. Navigation folder. 6
So,
apps.
I'm actually,
Search. Page 1 of 9. Dock. Phone. 1 new item.
I'm going to go ahead and get into phone now.
Phone. Phone number. Text field. Actions available.
Here I'm in a phone number. There's a text field, so I'm going to press that menu key.
Web browsing mode. Text input mode. Numeric input
And
mode.
because I'm entering numbers, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll call the main office here.
5,
5.
1, 2,
2.
8,
8.
3, 7, 2, 0, 0, 0.
Earle see a phone call.
You reach Selvas
Dismiss contact
BLV
five.
Technology.
Oh, that's somebody familiar.
Navigation mode.
SelvasBLV.com.
My nightmare every time I call. So I'm going to go ahead and I've switched to navigation mode.
For technical support, press 1.
I'm going to end the call.
Camp P.
So if I wanted to
Phone.
record the phone
number.
call,
Text field.
all I would have needed to do is tap the record key. Maybe somebody's giving me a phone number, or maybe I'm taking a training class and I just want some very specific information that I can refer back to later, so I can record it just by tapping the record button on the left side and then tapping it again to pause recording. If I press the home key again,
File manager.
we hear that I've left my phone, the Smart Connect function, and I'm now in my Sense Player. So that is Sense Player. Right now I'm going to talk about our Braille products. The first one I'm going to touch on very briefly is the QBraille XL. All the time I hear people asking if the QBraille XL has been discontinued since the introduction of our Braille Emotion, and the answer to that question is a resounding no. The reason is that the QBraille XL combines
Robert Stitchell has left the meeting.
a input Braille keyboard, or a Braille input keyboard, with all the extended keys that you would expect to have on a laptop or even a desktop computer. For example, the escape key, F1 through F12 from left to right, your 6-pack keys, which have your page up, page down, home, and insert and delete keys, your inverted T, which are your arrow keys, and of course, from left to right, control, function, or FN, left Windows, Alt, space, Alt, right Windows, Control, etc. So there's really no other
Cecilia Howard has left
product
the meeting.
on the market that does this. So the types of people who tend to buy these are people who
Debbie Hazelton has left the meeting.
want to keep their hands
Speech on demand.
on the display without moving it off the display, and using those commands that they're very familiar with on their various devices that they're connected to, like whether it's a Windows computer or a Mac. The next item I'm going to talk about, and kind of very briefly, because a lot of the applications are the same, is the Braille Emotion. So the Braille Emotion is a 40-cell Braille display, which was introduced last year at CSUN. And it's, like any other Braille display, its primary job is to connect to other things, right? In the case of the Braille Emotion, you can connect up to 6 things simultaneously and move between them on the fly. It's pretty funny because somebody at a recent conference actually thought of the Braille Emotion as a Sense Player with a Braille display. It's kind of not wrong. It's got all the same types of applications that you would have on the Sense Player or even the BrailleSense. Those internal applications that are very powerful, making it a super standalone book reader or note taker with features like the document reader, the media player, so forth. It even has stereo speakers because we do support audio, has stereo microphones, and it also supports USB audio for those plug-and-play devices like microphones and mixers that will basically turn those devices into your sound cards. So not a real common use case for a Braille display, but if you wanted to, you could actually record, make a very high resolution recording of a symphony orchestra. So the Emotion recently, there's been some work done. There's an update coming out for the Emotion, and there's also an update coming out for the BrailleSense 6 that I'll talk about later. But in the case of the Emotion, we have had the good fortune of being in touch with Apple and Freedom Scientific and various other folks that have been willing to help us work some things out. So now we of course do have the ability to connect via Bluetooth. We will support one USB connection and 5 Bluetooth connections simultaneously. But let's say in the case of a person who's deafblind and they've been depending on Bluetooth, and one day it just stops working and they don't know what's going on. And it's, if you're deafblind and you can't hear the thing and you don't get any Braille, well, obviously this is a real problem. So with the next update, people will be able to just plug in a USB cable between the phone or whatever device they're trying to get their USB HID Braille support for. In my case, when I plug in the phone, boom, it just automatically recognizes the device and I've got Braille. So that's a beautiful thing. The person who's deafblind can go figure out what's going on with their Bluetooth connectivity, and if they want to go there. But I'm finding that a lot of folks are opting to just use a cable to connect between their phone and the Emotion because it just works. And not to say that Bluetooth doesn't just work. In fact, I'll be upstairs and across the house. I'll wake up my phone and I'll get bleep that to indicate that my phone is connected to my Braille display downstairs. What else about the Emotion? We have support for embossing directly from the Braille Emotion. So because it's a 40-cell Braille display, if you download a book from Bard or something and you have the means to print out a portion of it, or maybe you want to print the entire thing. Bard, NLS Bard books are based on a 40-cell Braille line, so you could connect it directly to your Braille embosser and just pop it off, which is really a lovely feature for a Braille display to have. I'm sure I'm forgetting about some things. Let me just go down through my menus here. There's a button on the very front that gets me into my main menu here. There is a feature that I think I'll demonstrate on the BrailleSense because it's also over there, called Braille Practice on the Braille Emotion. We decided to put Braille Practice on the Braille Emotion as well as the BrailleSense, and plus all the games that are in the extra folder as well. So with that, why don't I go ahead and grab my BrailleSense. Okay, there are a lot of moving parts when you're doing this webinar thing by yourself. So I should have my loop back mode back on so you
File
can
Manager
hear
F.
my BrailleSense. And we've got an update coming out. If you want to go and hear the sum and substance of what is contained in that update, please do go to the Tech Talk archives where we presented on Monday, and you can get the full breadth and depth of the updates coming with the BrailleSense. But in a nutshell, we've rearranged a whole lot of stuff Duff, which, bless her heart, means Jenny Axler, who does all the documentation, had to go in and rewrite the entire manual to reflect a lot of those changes. But she knew it was the right decision. It was time for some things to change. So we've consolidated a lot of our folders.
Office tools, T.
So, of course, we got File Manager, as always, Office Tools.
Media, M. Library, L.
Just down arrowing through here. We've got, these are all folders at the main
Organizer,
menu
O.
now.
Web tools, B. Extras, X. Utilities, U. Clock and timer, K. Settings, S. Help and information, H. Android apps, A.
Okay, so you should know that a lot of those things that you go to in the main menus, for example, if you press F1 followed by the letter N for Notepad, it's not going to open up your Notepad because it's not in the main menu
Optional add-ons,
anymore.
N.
We've got optional add-ons.
Favorite apps, V.
But we do have a favorite apps folder which will allow you to put any of your frequently used applications in there. I'll press enter on my favorite apps here.
Favorite app, Podcast 19 list item. Main volume 15.
And it doesn't matter if it's a HIMSS application or a Google or a third-party application. They all show up in the Apps Manager, and you have the option of putting them in your favorites here.
To-do list 29 list item. Audible 39 list
so
item.
in my case, I've got the to-do list, which is a HIMSS thing. Audible,
Bard Braille 49
Bard
list
Braille,
item.
which is their application, and National Library Services application.
Bard Mobile 5 9 list item. Netflix 69 list item.
Netflix,
Wells Fargo 7 9. YouTube Music
my
8
bank,
9 list item.
YouTube Music. All of those applications that you're used to launching from the main menu still have the associated hotkey with them. So, for example, if you hold down F1 with the letter N for Notepad,
Task name, Notepad.
it's still going to get you into Notepad.
Top of document.
I would defy anybody using any other device to get to any application faster than you can on the BrailleSense 6. For example, if I want to go to a Google search,
Task name, Google search.
it's just a
Search
matter
term edit box.
of hitting that, that hotkey. Email.
Task name, email. FWD.
And you can do it from
Thanks for your
anywhere.
order. Kelly Jo Harris. Task name, Notepad.
Okay. So if I want to bring up a list of all my open applications, I can press F1 and F4, like always.
Task name, email 16 list item.
Okay, and I've got 6 applications open here.
Google search 66 list
And
item.
of course, I can close these. So this is kind of like that app switcher experience. Just by pressing space D, I can close
Task name,
apps one at a
Notepad
time.
55 list item.
Or if I want to close everything, I go back to my main menu.
File manager,
and I
F.
press space, enter with the letter D.
Close all apps.
And now
File manager,
I have 0 apps open at the moment. So getting back to YouTube search, we have a video search utility that we started out by calling it YouTube search. But Google got wind of it and said, that's not, that you can't use the trademark name YouTube. And it's like, wow, I don't know why we didn't think of that before. But another hotkey to launch this application, because it is in a submenu, is F3 with the letter Y. Oh,
File manager,
Get there.
F. Task name, video search.
and we call it video
Search content, videos 1-3 combo box.
So that's generic enough, right? Video content. If I down arrow through this list,
Channels 2-3 combo
I've
box.
got channels
Playlist 3-3 combo box.
and playlists. Let's just go ahead
Channels 2-3 combo box.
and let's look for the,
Search term edit box.
I just tabbed into the search field. Let's just look for Selvas
Selvas.
BLV and press enter.
Loading. Results. No items list item.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Search term Selvas blend edit box.
Oh, you know why? I didn't do my bad UEB man.
VLB.
I didn't do the 4 5 or the 5 6 at the beginning of my
Space.
letters. So I'm gonna press
Selvas.
space. Selvas. I'm learning UEB, guys. I did not come from UEB here. So 5 6. I'll press .6 twice because it's capitalized. I want to be prim and proper, right? BLV, enter.
Loading. Results. Selvas BLV 11 list item.
And there it is, the one. So I'll press enter on that.
Loading. All videos 1-8 list item.
Oh, my phone's ringing. I don't think I'll get that. So this is
Braille emotion 2-8 list item.
this is how you can get to content without having to go through a browser and have to put up with all those scrolling banners and what's hot and what's new and all that other minutia before you actually get to do a search for something. Let's go ahead.
Sense player 3-8 list item.
Let's go ahead and do.
Braille all videos 1-8 list. BrailleSense 648 list item.
I'm actually in a list of playlists here
Loading.
on our channel.
Videos. BrailleSense 6 firmware 1.7 webinar 124. BrailleSense 6 firmware release. November. BrailleSense 6 user interface 324 list item.
Let's go ahead and press enter on that.
Loading. Not chat. YouTube. Button video
I've always
player
wanted to
double
learn
tap
how
to
to play
ship
piano, but I
BrailleSense
never
6.
had the time.
See, but now-
Selvas
I found
BLV
this
3 out of
app,
24.
Simply Piano, and I've all
BrailleSense 6.
Now because-
Selvas BLV 3 out of.
Now, because I'm in YouTube and I'm too cheap, or not cheap, what's the word? Stubborn to pay for a subscription. I do get the commercials, but
Button shuffle. Press enter to activate.
theoretically,
Button Selvas
I
BLV
should be able to
704 subscribe. Button share in list.
skip
A
the
type.
ad.
Button save to playlist. Press enter to active. Button ask. Press enter to act.
and I'm not, the skip ad button is not revealing itself to me, mostly because
Button edit comment.
It knows
in
I'm in a
list.
presentation
3
right
items.
now.
Press enter to active.
most of the time I can press the S and it'll go to the skip ad button. But you get the point. Once you suffer through the ads, you can listen to the content. Obviously, you can search for anything and not have to put out advertising with the advertising until you get to the thing that you were searching for. But at least you didn't have to put up with it during the search process.
File manager. F.
A couple other things I want to talk about with the new upcoming release is we've got the new word processor that has scores of new functionality, including stop fonts and styles and footnotes and headers and the ability to create outlines and create tables and navigate tables. I am so enthralled by all the new functions of the word processor that frequently I will now go on the road without a computer. The crashing problem that we experienced with the old word processor has pretty much gone away. It's still been being reported out from time to time on the beta list, but it's so much better. We do encourage people, if you're going to create notes, to use the notepad. So during the content creation process, and then maybe bring it up in the word processor to make it look pretty, either on your BrailleSense or on your computer. In the global options dialog, you do have the ability to select DOCX as your default format. So when you browse to it and press enter on it, it'll just open up in your word processor, whether it be the word processor on the BrailleSense or on your computer. So speaking of global options, I'm going to do a space O to go into global options.
Braille options. B.
And you're going to see that we've rearranged the global options menu as well. So we've got Braille options all in one category.
Voice options. V.
It used to be that everything was just like bleh, just spewed in one long list of random things, but now we've got them a little bit more organized. Voice options.
General options.
General
O.
options. How do you like that sound effect? Bleh.
Setup
If we
internet.
go down to setup internet,
Bluetooth manager. R. Menu manager.
so
M.
the menu manager.
Backup restore BrailleSense. Password protection. Initialize Braille. Reinstall default apps. Braille learning tables. T.
And there's our Braille learning tables that we now have support for. Well, we've had support for Braille learning tables that could be used by teachers. So as students are learning their Braille, they can be slowly introduced to them within the context of their day-to-day lives. So only those contractions that they've learned will show up. But what we've done
File manager.
is
F.
we've created a Braille practice
B.
application, which it's under the extras folder. And if I go in here,
Welcome to Braille practice. Please enable speech for best results. Choose from the following categories. Letters, speech only. 112 list item.
so it says letters, speech only. Well, it's speech only because how do you test somebody on on their letters if you're going to tell them the letter and show it on the Braille display? There's no way to do that. I'm going to go ahead and down arrow through the other choices.
Signs and punctuation 212 list item. UEB literary numbers 312 list item.
Down arrow.
Nemeth numbers 412 list item. Single character word signs 512 list item. 2 character short form 612 list item.
And here's 2 character short forms. Let me just go ahead and get into
2
that
character
quickly.
short forms practice. Type your answer and press enter to submit. Today.
Today. So if I press TD, press enter. I don't know
Before.
if you can hear it. It gave it a little happy tone. Maybe that's suppressed with Zoom. But I now have the word before.
Nope, we hear the tone, Earl.
Oh, okay, good. So I've got the word before here, B-E-F-O-R-E. I'll press, what is that? Is that the lower B and the F? Yep, I got
Beneath.
that. Beneath, B-E-N-E-A-T-H. Let's see if what happens when I get it wrong.
Beneath.
Oh,
Beneath.
oh, what is that?
The answer is beneath. Press enter to continue.
So I got it wrong 3 times, and it says the answer is beneath, and it shows me a dropped B and the letter N so I can correct it. So this is fantastic because I am, I kind of went into this UEB thing kicking and screaming like a lot of other people from my era. I'm old, guys. And this is a wonderful thing to be able to sit in private, for anybody, and test my knowledge of Braille.
Through.
Okay. One more thing I want to mention, even though there's so much more, 2 more things I want to mention, is that we've got in the PDF in documents that you can access, we could always access accessible text-based PDFs, but we now have the ability to recognize inaccessible PDFs. So if it is just a document with a graphic containing text, BrailleSense will automatically carry out the OCR and read the text. And then initially it was that I thought it would be a good idea to make that somewhat transparent, that you don't even know what's happening, but we do actually now let you know that the OCR is being carried out on an inaccessible PDF document. But it happens automatically. You don't have to do anything, which is fabulous. And finally,
File manager.
we now
F.
have in our web tools,
Web browser V2. B.
we've got web browser V2, which will be integrated into the operating system. You will be able to select it as your default browser. I'll go into
Starting
it,
web browser V2.
and I don't have time.
HTTPS www.timsandl.com N. Loading.
To do a lot of stuff in here. The first,
Skip to content link. HIMSS International.
but what they've managed to do, those brilliant developers at HIMSS and Selvas Healthcare, is they managed to maintain the familiar browser feel that you have on the BrailleSense 6, but incorporated all the modern browser experiences. So now, yes, we do have Java support. Yes, we can jump
HIMSS International.
to
Skip to content link.
skip to
Blank.
content, and it brings me down to that
HIMSS
area
International.
of the, with the other browser, it would just, you press skip to content, it just refresh the page and you'd be back up at the top. If I press space H, I hear all the commands.
Help dialog. Go to links list. Back. Go to previous element. Space F3 or space 1-2 list
Oh,
item.
let's hear links list.
Go to links list. Backspace space K list item.
Backspace space K.
Go to next link. Enter K list item. Go to previous link. Backspace K list item. Go to headings list. Backspace space H list item.
Backspace space H.
Go to next heading. Enter H list item.
So you can kind of see the paradigm. The backspace space H to, or rather,
Go to previous heading. Backspace H list item.
backspace H to go to the previous.
Go to next heading. Enter H list item.
Enter H to go to the next heading, and of course.
Go to headings list.
Bring
Backspace
up a
space
list
H list
of
item.
headings with. So these commands are
Go to links
available
list.
throughout, and all you have to do is press space H from within the browser to learn them, and they make way more sense than they ever have before.